Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Chainlink. This was requested by a patron from the Patreon, Tangos. Shout out to you, buddy. So we're going to be taking a look at Chainlink. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, we are on the weekly chart over here, as you can see, and on the weekly chart, things don't look that bad. Obviously, if you zoom in, the charts are bleeding right now, but on the weekly, what we're doing essentially right now is we're having a bounce off the 55 EMA, and this will look something like this over here, where you have wicks off the 55 EMA and then you recover. So for Chainlink, we had 5 bullish weeks over here, as you can see, then 2 weeks to the downside. So potentially what is happening right now is we're forming a very nice double bottom pattern over here. So if I bring out the trend line and place it across, well, actually that brought up all the drawings. I do apologize, but here's the first bottom. Hopefully that's easy to see. Here's the second bottom. So how you measure a breakout target is you take a trend line from the bottom of the double bottom pattern to the neckline, and the neckline is where we had the peak in between the bottoms. Then you take that trend line and place it above, place it basically on the trend line, and the other side of the trend line gives you a target. So the target we have at the minute is going to be pretty much the previous all-time high at $54. It does give us a bit of a higher target, but we're going to keep it at $57.11. So yeah, like I said, we're holding the 55 EMA. We're just a bit below it, but I don't think this strong pullback is going to continue for a very long time. We may bleed a bit more into the week, and I think we're going to start reversing very soon. Now, yeah, this pullback is indeed taking a lot longer than I expected it would. But hey, this just gives us more opportunity to get into our projects at a discount. So obviously we do see a double M top pattern over here. So you don't want to be losing this low over here, because then you're going to be in a target towards the downside. And then we're going to be looking at this bottom over here, which is the swing low of this Fibonacci retracement that gives us a $79 per Chainlink. So yeah, hopefully this double M pattern doesn't play out and we actually have a nice double bottom over here that we can bounce off of. And we have the 0.236 over here. And as you can see, we have this trend line that is holding us as support right now. As you can see, so we bounced off of it in July and now we're bouncing off of it again. And you do have a second trend line over here on the weekly chart. And we've bounced off of it in June, in July, and we've bounced off of it in September, in October, and now we're doing the same thing in November. We lost it as support, bounced into the next one. So what I think is we potentially may end up consolidating in here, breaking up, and then we move up. Well, I mean, just breaking above this resistance trend line, because we may get rejected from there multiple times. It was a strong support level. Now it's flipped to resistance, and we may hit our head on it multiple times. Plus you have the 0.382 over here at $28.98. So once again, our swing high is over here May, swing low over here July, 1.618 at $17.9. Now if you notice, I do have a smaller fib over here, and this one is set up from the swing high in September to the swing low in September as well. And we have just we're pretty much just holding it as support right now, the 0.236. We got rejected from the golden ratio over here, and we're looking at $53 as the 1.618 only after you start breaking this high. Only then you're going to be in the target to $53. So Chainlink has been underperforming lately. I know I do hold some Chainlink myself. People are getting a bit annoyed with it, but for me, like it's even better because you get more opportunity to get involved in the project and to dollar cost average, buy the dips. It's great because one way or another, we're going to have a parabolic move either in December, either in January, either in March, February. It's going to come, and you know, it's best that we have as many coins as possible to sell and to take profits on, right? I mean, if you're looking to take profits, obviously, if you're holding, then you know, good for you as well. So yeah, that's it on the weekly chart. Let's take a look the RSI. So the RSI, these pink trend lines are for the daily chart, so ignore them. Now on the weekly, we're having a bit of a sell-off. As you can see, we're moving down towards the 46 on the index, which is nice. You may potentially see a move towards this area over here and have a little bounce from this trend line. For example, if I do take a trend line and set it up, you may potentially see a bounce off this trend line, or a bounce off this trend line, or a bounce off this trend line. You see, we had bounces from 3 of these different levels, and you never know which one is going to hold you as support. But if you start losing the first one, you look for the second one. You start losing the second one, you look for the third one. It's all about support. And if you see a support level lost, then, you know, just bring in more fiat and buy the dip even harder. I mean, that's what I would do. But like I said, not a financial advisor over here. So on the weekly RSI, looking completely healthy. We're just having a nice pullback, so nothing too scary at the minute. Okay, now jumping into the daily chart over here. So the daily chart is showing us a bearish cross over here. The 20 MA crossing below the 55. So that is a bearish signal. And as you can see, we are in a downtrend over here. A strong downtrend on the daily chart. We are in a bullish pattern, although, on the daily chart, and on the 4-hourly chart. We will look at that on the Binance a bit later. But right now, as you can see, we're being oversold, almost oversold over here on the daily chart, on the RSI. And as you can see, we have been in this ascending triangle, and we lost this level as support, and then we back tested this level as resistance because you had tested it as support previously. Then you bounced off of it as resistance. And what we're doing right now is we're landing on a previous level of support. Let's see where that is. So it's either going to be right here, right on the 30 mark, right? Because we've lost these two lows over here. It's all about finding a low you can bounce off of potentially. So right now we're very close to oversold. So I would be dollar cost averaging right now. My brother's trying to dollar cost average into everything right now, and I told him, like, buy a ton of Chainlink because it's going to do well, and he already has, you know, quite a bit of Chainlink, so it's looking very good on the daily chart. This shouts to me that you need to buy it. Well, not a financial advice, as always. Now, jumping into Binance on the 4-hourly chart, so I do want to show you a little bullish thing that I have spotted. So we're actually printing a hidden bullish divergence. Now, as you can see, I'm going to bring out the trend line. So we have our low on the RSI over here, and we have our respective low on the price action above. So these correlate. This RSI action shows the price action above, basically. This shows the momentum of the price action above. And you can see we have a low over here, then we have a lower low over here on the price action. So if I take a trend line, right, and I place it down, I'm just going to change the color of that trend line so it stands out a bit. So as you can see, that is a lower low, right? You ignore the white trend lines just for now. Now, if I take another trend line over here and I do the same thing with the RSI, I take this low and I take it to the next level over here where we have this low on the price action. However, here we've actually got a higher low. Now, what this is a hidden bullish divergence. This is a bit of a foreshadowing into the future, sort of a looking glass that usually plays out, you know, perfectly. So after this, we usually see a nice spike in the price, a nice move towards the upside. So this hidden bullish divergence is something that I'm eyeballing right now, and it's, as you can see, it pretty much played out over here nicely. You know, there's no guarantee that we won't go back even lower, but for now, at the minute of recording this video, we do have this hidden bullish divergence playing out. So I do think we're going to be very bullish very, very soon. On the stochastic RSI, on the 4-hourly chart, we're in the oversold over here, so great entry points as well. Now, if we jump back into the price action and we zoom out a little bit, you can see that, well, first of all, yes, we do have this double bottom pattern, but that's for the daily chart, so ignore that. We talked about it, by the way, already. You can see that we are in a falling wedge over here, and we just bounced off this support over here very nicely, and now we're closer and closer to the apex, and we're anticipating a strong breakout from here. Obviously, the target is where it was formed initially. So $37.50 is what you're looking at for Chainlink. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it. A very bullish pattern over here. We've gone over the double top pattern over here, so we don't need to do that one more time. Let's jump into the daily chart just for a second to take a look at some of the oscillators. So on the stochastic, we're in the oversold on the daily chart. On the stochastic RSI, so another huge buy signal. The MACD is getting pretty overextended to the downside, so another signal that we usually, when we get overextended on the MACD, you know, that's sort of a precursor to a reversal in the trend. But obviously the MACD is a lagging indicator, so you look at it for confirmation only. And the daily RSI, we've already taken a look at that. So that is pretty much it. What I could do as well is just bring out the fib over here from this swing high to this swing low over here with the targets towards the downside. So we have this swing high over here and we have this swing low with the targets towards the downside because we are moving towards the downside right now, and we want to see where we can potentially come back. Now, it is you know, there is a potential that we come back down all the way to $19.95. That would be the golden ratio, and we haven't really gone up back to the golden ratio ever since we started our movement from the first level of the fib over here. And you know, that is potentially where we may see a bounce, but I don't think we're gonna get there, but we'll see. You know, we may have a wick right here, and then we bounce up. You know, a lot of projects are going to have these wicks, so make sure you have your buy orders set in at all the support levels. So yeah, $19.95 is perhaps the lowest we're going to go. Above that, we do have the 0.5, which is a strong support level as well. As you can see, it held support very nicely over here, so we may potentially see a bounce off of $22.55. So that is pretty much it, guys. Let me know if I missed out anything on the charts. I do appreciate the support very much. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for sharing the videos. Hopefully you find this educative and entertaining, and hopefully you learn something from it. Make sure to check me out on Twitter. I do post technical analysis on there as well. I do have a Discord server and a Telegram chat as well, and we do have a Patreon where I do have low cap jump calls and a lot of exclusive content, and I have already posted 6 low cap gems in there, and one of them has done a 200% gains already. So yeah, hop into that. It's a great way to support me, but a great way to get more exclusive content and you know, a lot of info that potentially can make you a lot of money. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.